Welcome to Daily News from News TV. It is April 1st, 1999. I'm your host, Iwe, and we'll be talking about what's going on today. As many of you recall, 6 years ago, on May 25th, 1993, the Treaty of Nunavut was signed between the Canadian government and the Indigenous representatives. The treaty stated that the map of Canada will be redrawn due to the additional province of Nunavut. Today, Nunavut separates from the Northwest Territories and becomes its own province. Along with the new addition of land, $1.1 billion was also granted to the Indigenous for industrial development. The Inuits, taking up 83% of the population in our new province, will be able to self-govern. This meaning they will be able to keep their traditions, including their language and their tribe's culture. This will be the first Indigenous group to run a self-governing system in North America. Enough of me talking, let's speak with an expert. Welcome to the channel, Jim. Thanks for having me, Iwe. So you're the expert here. What are your thoughts on this agreement between the Canadian government and the Indigenous groups? When I first heard the treaty was signed, the first thought that came to my mind was, wow, this could be one of the most significant impact on the Indigenous groups of Canada. I mean, we're speaking geographically, socially, and politically. This could be very important for the Indigenous people. Can you further explain that, please? Of course. So geographically, this is the largest chunk of land in Canada. As we all know, before the split, it was the Northwest Territory. But now, Nunavut is even bigger than the Northwest Territory, and it's being handed out to the Indigenous people. It is socially important because the population of the Inuits in Nunavut takes up to 85%. Meaning this is a land where they're the majority and they'll be able to make their own decisions. Lastly, it is politically important because it will give the Indigenous people the right to choose the Member of Parliament in the House of Commons. After that, the whole country will hear about how the thoughts of Indigenous people from the Member of Parliament that was chosen. Thank you for explaining that, and thanks for coming on. My pleasure. Bye. Now let's switch up the view a bit. Let's talk with someone who's involved and lives in Nunavut. Atihai Iwe, glad I can be on this show. So what are your thoughts on this, Nanok? I know you live in Nunavut, and I want to get your thoughts on this. Well, I'm glad the Canadians named this land Nunavut, because in our language, it means our land. I feel like this is very important for us because it shows us that Canadians are changing their attitude towards our culture. Even though residential schools are still running, I think it's just a matter of time before they remove that also. Indeed. Let's move on with the topic. How does this addition of land affect your people from your eyes? This is very important for us because it will give us a voice in the House of Commons as we gain a seat for a Member of Parliament who will represent our province and our culture there. Also, this addition of new land for us means it is a step forward for the Inuit people, and it is an essential milestone for our future. Wow, from what we can tell, this is a very important date for the Inuit people. This is a day that will definitely be celebrated a few years from now. This event not only has a positive effect on the Inuit people, it also shapes our country geographically, politically, and socially, like how Jim explained. This date will definitely go down in history. Well, thank you all for watching this, and we'll catch you on April 2nd, 1999. Wow, from what we can tell, this is a very important date for the Inuit people. This is a day that will definitely be celebrated a few years from now. This event not only has a positive effect on the Inuit people, it also shapes our country geographically, politically, and socially, like how Jim explained. This date will definitely go down in history. Well, thank you all for watching this, and we'll catch you on April 2nd, 1999.